Hello, hello. We had a lovely little interlude. We got visited by dogs and Jelly. We had a little break. I stopped and got some tea. This is a mug I made years and years and years ago. It's one of my super wonky hand builds. It's just, as you can see, it's a mess. It's not in any way symmetrical or anything like that. And I love it. But I made myself some green tea, and we're going to finish up this mini monster now. So we're going to dive in and we're going to do it. We're probably not going to get visited by any more dogs before it's over with. That was our last visit. So let's go ahead and dive on in. Let me close that up. That would have made me crazy. I wouldn't have been able to watch and concentrate. Boom. Nice dental work. I mean, come on. Look at him. Tell me those aren't some nice teeth, right? So things we still want to do with this guy, or that I want to do. If this was yours, you could do whatever you wanted. I did leave this out, so this has gotten too hard at this point. We can't use this anymore. Bleh. But I'm going to add some horns. I want to add horns to him. I want to add some arms, so I'm going to add some arms to him, and then I'm going to do some cleanup. I want to clean up the teeth some because he's going to have slightly better dental work than this. I'm going to clean up the mouth a little so that it's got less of these little pills all over it, little uh, bits of clay, and just generally clean it up. I'll probably give some texture to the skin, so you'll see me do that. Some things like that. So we'll do some stuff like that to it and just give it that extra personality here at the end and not just kind of leave it this bleh thing. So those are going to be the last bits that we do here. And I say last bits like it's like that. And it's not. This can be the part that frankly takes the longest. But I don't think it takes as long. I say that. It doesn't take as long as what we've done thus far, depending on just how decorative you want to get. If you want to make this dude furry and you're going to make like little individual, like little furs and make little twisty, like little fursies, then you can be here a while. Because that's an option, of course, that you could do at this point. Or after you get done with a couple more things. So depending on what you're going to do as you move forward does depend on how long the rest of this takes. I don't tend to do the furry, but that is an option. I mean, you could totally do that. I've done some fur texture on the legs before because I liked that when I was coming up with what I thought the Telenooth looked like. I liked the idea. I toyed with the idea that their legs were furry. I didn't end up with that. They were pants, they were breeches, and their skin's kind of more stone like was what I ended up with. But I toyed with them having furry legs, and so one of the creatures that I made was furry legged. Um, as I was kind of thinking about what they might look like. That looks kind of like a horn. I'm just making horn-ish things. And you can make it like whatever you wanted to if this was your monster. It's the beauty of monsters. Monsters are awesome. I'm sure, at least I hope, that there are little monsters listening to this. Um, I love some Lady Gaga. She is the bomb. That's an old term, I guess, but I am not a youngin', so I'll use it. But she is awesome. Lady Gaga is awesome. So if there are little monsters listening to this, yo, you are welcome here. She is awesome. Her music is also awesome. But she is awesome as a message person, neat human being who seems to really accept others, and I don't know, just seems to be cool. Seems to be cool. I don't know her personally, but seems to be cool and have her head on straight, dude. Um, Maybe I'm a little prejudiced because she's got the West Virginia connection. And so I'm just like, hey, she's cool because she's got the West Virginia connection. Uh, but you don't get a free pass just because you got the West Virginia connection. But then again, I think Jennifer Garner's pretty cool too. Oh, West Virginia connection. That's right. We can grow them pretty cool or raise them. Maybe didn't grow them. Influence, believe it or not. I know it's hard to believe because what you hear out of West Virginia sometimes, it's not pretty. I get it. But that's where I'm from. Can't be all bad, right? Or I guess it could be. No, it's not. It's beautiful, and a lot of the people are amazing. Amazing. Mini monsters, Mothman, West Virginia. That's the connection. The brain connections. All right, so those are mini. So speaking of mini monsters, um, I need to do a Mothman one of these where we do like a Mothman. That would be fun. Um, I did double horns. So there's two horns for each side. I like that. I did that for that side. So we'll do double horns. I think I'm going to go ahead, cover those, and do the arms too. And the arms I keep pretty simple on these. I mean, you could really go crazy. You probably get a theme with me if I really do try to, at least initially, and then if you as an artist want to take these for a workshop, I keep these simple. And then if you as an artist want to go, go wild sweetie, make it as complicated as you want to. But I try to keep them simple so that they're not intimidating for somebody who's brand new and never done this before. I try to, that's not in a good spot. So, oh wait, that's because it was covering it. That's all right. But I just try to keep it simple so that people don't get intimidated. Um, I just want it to be something that's accessible. That's a word you'll hear me use a lot, but I just want things to be accessible for people. There we go. Arm, little bleh, hand hanging off of it. Looks kind of like a snake. Could be a snake. I'm going to do the same thing again. Build a little snake, little short snake. Snaky arm. I've never been to the Mothman Festival. That's shameful. I'm from West Virginia. Shameful. Been to Bridge Day. Done that. Been there, done that. More than once. Vandalia Festival. Good time. That's worth it. That is fun. Good music. Oh, good music. That one's way bigger. Holy cow. How did I get so much more? How did I even think that was the same amount of clay? Haven't been to the Helvetia. Yeah, there's a lot of things. It's really talk about traveling and doing stuff in like other countries or other states. And then I think about how little like I've done in the state that I was from. Not the state I live in anymore. Then I need to get out and do more in the state I live in. I live in Georgia now, and in the northern part specifically, which is beautiful, just gorgeous, gorgeous, and a lot like West Virginia in many, many respects. Mountainous, Appalachian Mountains, all that kind of stuff going on. Just really got to get out and enjoy those natural resources more. Waterfalls, mountains. Bam. There we go. And then all we do is, oh, it's a little long. Okay, line these up together. Make sure that the hands are about the same size. And then I'm going to use my little tool. And I'm going to cut them so that they are the exact same length. Oh yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay. So we got those. We got our horns. I'm going to use a little ball at the top of each of these arms to just be the shoulder. So I'm literally just doing a little ball, and that will just be just so that there's something to connect and it looks like there's like a shoulder or something there. Okay, so now to start connecting these by scoring and white vinegar. Score, 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 score. Decide where I'm going to put it. And firmly, but not so firmly that we dent in his head, push it in place. Very nice. My nose itches. Goodness. Right underneath that one. I may need to put something under this to hold it up. We'll see how well it goes. But that horn may not stay on its own. Oh man, my nose, my nose, my nose. Always the worst timing. Okay, that may be enough. Push, push, push. There we go. Ta-da. And we'll do these. I actually want to put the arm on before I put the shoulder on. There we go. Getting a little tired of how much I got out with that. So I got a little impatient, made it happen the way I wanted it to. All right, I want this under about his knees. Press, 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 press. Ooh, careful, careful. Firmly, evenly, carefully. All right, then the little shoulder. tap, 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 tap. Make sure it really gets on there good. Tap, 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 tap. All right. Not going anywhere. All right, now you guys can take a look at what I just did there while I do the other side. Oh, he's cute. Oh, this is where moving him starts to get terrifying. Nah, it's been terrifying the whole time. Nothing's just starting. There we go. Ah, I almost set it on top of his own arm. All right. And then we just try to kind of match this up as close as we can. Do. Firmly, but carefully. So it's not to dent in his head. There we go. Okay, there we go. That seems to be, yeah, that seems to be on there pretty darn well. And now we'll do the arms. Okay. And I'm gonna try to find the same basic. Yeah, that's close enough. Close enough. Same basic height. And I could at this point, if I wanted to, maybe I will. Nah, I won't. Nah. Yeah, why not? Why not? You can position the hand a little bit differently if you want to, just so that, it looks different if you would like. And you'll see here that I do. I'll show you here in just a second whenever I bring it around. But I'm just going to position this hand slightly differently just to make it look different, frankly. Frankly. Pressing down evenly and carefully. Yeah. Yikes. Okay, got it. Evenly and carefully. There we go. And shoulder piece. All right, and then I want to take a little bit of what's in here. And one last thing I want to do just for the giggles. I'm going to put some balls in his eyes. So I want 2 same size balls. Pupils. I'm putting pupils in his eyes. And I will show you what that does here in just a second. Oh my gosh, wait a second. Okay, people may have been like, oh no, don't hit that. Oh, hit his horn. Clumsy. I am clumsy. Perpetually clumsy. It's okay. Just build a life that can stand up to myself. That is what I do. And I build pottery that can stand up to me. So it's one thing you can always count on. I build it. I build it to stand up to me. What that's worth. Paintings too. That's one thing. They are built to stand up to abuse. All right, so now what we want to do, he's looking pretty good, is good old plastic. Shove this here. And let's see, it's a little too big. But I do want to try to shove some plastic in his mouth. He's starting to collapse a little bit, you can see. There we go. Just a little. There we go. So that he doesn't collapse in on himself quite the way he was trying to. There we go. Of course, you can't see anything about him now, but he was going to collapse in on himself, and we don't want that. And so what I'm going to do now, before he really dries up, is come around with a sponge. Look at those eyes. Oh God, he's so cute. I'm going to come around with a sponge. And if you have watched when I was doing the critter bowl, I came through with a sponge with some of this vinegar on it and just smoothed everything out to give it a nice finish, to get it all, the cracks kind of filled in, just to make sure everything was ready to dry, do a slow dry, so that it doesn't crack. And then I'll let it dry before I put it in the kiln. So I'm going to close up some of these spots here where we just need to finish off, where it could connect nicer for the shoulder. So I'm going to use my fingernails to make that look a little nicer. Yeah, he's good. I'm going to get this a little wet and just come through and start working on some of these places where it just needs to get smoothed over. We got some cracks. Not like big cracks, not like, but just little tiny little places where it was drying a little bit early. Nothing huge. Smoothing some pieces together so it's got some nice smooth joints. just generally making it look a little more finished. I'm going to come through here and join up so it's like there's a heel kind of. So I'm using my fingernail to join the foot, in the back of the foot. And then I use the sponge to smooth that out so that it really just looks like one complete piece. And I'm going to do it on the other side. I'm not doing it all the way around. I just want it where the heel is. And as usual, I'm just using my finger to do all of this. Fingers, my nails, um, that, and my scoring tool for a couple of bits and pieces, but mostly just my finger and the sponge. The sponge at this point to get the liquid on. I don't use a whole lot to do this. Because I want to be able to feel what's going on as much as possible. Oh, that looks really good. I look forward to showing that one to you. I'll bring you around this way. I don't want to pick it up at this point to show you because, but I will bring you around to show you here in a couple. But I am rather happy with the way that connected and the way the look came together. And so this will be one of the 4-week sessions that we'll do. Because as you can imagine, one of these guys takes, depending on how quickly you do it, I mean, you could probably do one of these in a 2-hour evening, but really, I'd say this is 2 nights to get one of these guys really nicely done. So you could do one of these guys and probably Critter Bowl and maybe a couple of other, of the smash bowls. And that's your 25 pounds of clay, and you could get several of those. You could get one of these done, like I said, a Critter Bowl, and then some of those more simple, kind of done quickly smash bowls, I think, in one of the 4-week sessions. And that's really the plan for them, is that you come out with a monster, a critter, uh, and then some other items kind of your choice. The smash bowl, smash cup, something that's the practice of getting to know your clay before you actually get into the project making. So that's the idea for those events that'll be coming up that have I think they're already on the website actually to sign up for the ones in April and May. I think so. But that's the idea for those, is that there'll be these and then the critters and then some other items that are more your choice that are around getting to know the clay that first night. Easy things, but nice things to be able to either have yourself uh, or give away. These make really cute gifts. Um, and easy doesn't discount that you're building some real clay skill. and some real creative skill. So, I don't know. Maybe easy isn't the right word. Because it really can be whatever skill level. Because these can be as complicated as you want them to be based upon the decorations you decide to put on them, you know? I mean, you could start on one of these night one and make this last all 4 weeks, really, and use all 25 pounds of your clay on one of these because you could make it. I mean, you could, um, just based on how you build it. I actually want to do, that's one of my big goals is to do mighty monsters. So I've done some mini monsters, but I want to do mighty monsters. So some big ones for yard art, like big, that are for again for yard art for sculptures, like only one at a time would fit in the kiln kind of thing. Um, so that's kind of my next thing is to work on some mighty monsters and do some of those for purchase, and potential workshop at some point, but for purchase, more initially at least, because I think that those would be fun. And honestly, not for purchase initially, for our yard, because I think they would be fun in the yard. We have a great big garden. We have a long drive up to the house. And I mean, the only person that would see it is the UPS and the mail people and whatnot. But, and folks, once they came up to the, that's not true. You all would see it when you start coming to the studio to do stuff here. So that would be amazing. Oh, that was scary. Um, but yeah, I wanna decorate the yard with mighty monsters. I think that would be cool. Have a whole bunch of these guys with solar lights, put solar lights in the top of them, and have a whole bunch of these guys with glowing solar eyes all over the yard. Oh, I think that would be so. All right, man, I have a lot of fingernail marks on this. Ugh, it's like Wolverine made this. All right, and the next thing will be experimenting with different glazes for this, because I will show you the other two that I have over here, that have been glazed. They've been fired and glazed, and they're fine. Just not necessarily like the glaze on them didn't, meh, whatever. It just didn't do a ton for me. So the next time I do this, I've got to play with the glazing a little bit more to figure out exactly what I'm going to do and get something that looks a little bit better color wise. Just didn't thrill me. I'll show you. They're okay. Okay. And I mean, you could go wild at this point. Like, how many teeth do you actually want in this mouth? Um, you want to put a tongue in here? Do you want to outline the lips? Well, let's make a chord and then outline the lips, and you could outline the lips. Do you want to do nostrils? I don't know. I mean, you could just really, there's no end. There is no end. Your creativity and how long you want to work on this and how long the class is really it. Um, and I just think these are absurdly fun and so cute. And they do make super cute gifts for adults, for kids, for anything like that. Um, you know what? I think I might be okay to turn this around. You guys are going to watch me have devastating heartbreak at some point. Just comes with the territory. It really does. Mm. So that's where we are right now. So you can see what that took a hour and where are we? 2 hours, I guess, ish at this point. So 2 hours at this point. Um, so yeah, I mean, that would be one of the sessions. You could totally get this done, but you can get an idea of the kind of time it takes. I'm of course talking and breathing and had a dog interlude. Well, the dog interlude's not included in that, but there's stuff going on. Um, but that gives you an idea of kind of what it takes to get to this point. Um, and then if you wanted to do additional stuff like texturized, like if you wanted fur, if you wanted anything else, what that in addition would start to look like. Mm. But this is, that gives you at least an idea of your mini monster. And let me show you the two glazed mini monsters. And I think I hear Jesse coming up here again, and then we'll be done. But these are the two. They're much smaller. You can tell I got bigger. Whoops. That's one. And then this is the other one. I like the way his glaze turned out better. But you can see a little bit of that one has a little texture. They both have some texture, but it gives you some idea what we're dealing with. Ta-da! We'll give him some time to dry, and then I'll take you through the rest of the process.